When I launched the Junior Moneymakers podcast, the response was overwhelming. Within 24 hours, the show rocketed into the top 40 in the kids and family category on Apple Podcasts. This didn't happen by accident, and it definitely didn't happen without your support. If you're planning on launching your own podcast and are looking for a mentor that can help you plan your niche, leverage social media, and plan your launch, head over to juniormoneymakers.com/mentor and let's get to work. Welcome back to the Junior Moneymakers podcast, the show where I teach you how to start and manage your own kid hustle so that you can pay your own way and start your life debt-free. Today is Wednesday, and that means it's time to dig into something that will help you with any kid hustle that you start. But before I do, I kind of want to ask you a favor. You see, sometime in the next 30 days or so, I'm going to be making an announcement that is going to require your help. Believe me when I say that I don't want your help. I'm going to need it. So in order to help me on this one, you're going to need to make sure that you're following us on Twitter. Go to Twitter and search for Junior Moneymakers. On Twitter, we're at JR Moneymakers, so keep that in mind. Now, like us on Twitter and hang out for a few weeks. I promise I won't forget about you, but trust me when I say this is only going to work if we're all involved. So saddle up and let's get busy. All right, today we're going to talk about selling, and not really in a broad sense. We're going to talk about asking for the sale. You see, no matter what business you're in, no matter what your kid hustle is, in order to make money, you're going to have to sell something. Tony Robbins said that if you don't ask, the answer is already no. So if we're going to make money, we're going to have to get comfortable asking for it. Trust me, this can be downright scary for some people and literally terrifying for others. But let's face it, at a minimum, there are people that don't know what you have to offer. And once they do know, they need to be asked for the sale. Now, before I start talking about general strategies, let me give you 3 reasons you might not be asking. Number 1, fear. Fear is absolutely terrifying. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's the definition of the word. Most of you might not believe it, but I battled fear for a very, very long time. For about 5 years, I took 7 different medications just to help me talk to my friends. I was never going to be able to ask anyone for a sale or let alone have a podcast. You see, fear will paralyze you if you let it. Most of you will deal with some level of fear, and you'll notice things like an elevated heart rate, sweaty palms, maybe your tongue will feel sluggish, you might not be able to think straight, or maybe you might just want to run away. Don't. Know that this is normal and natural, and that this will usually get easier and easier after every single no. I say after every no for a reason. I'll cover that in a second, but at the end of the day, we all have to learn to control our fear. If we don't, it will definitely control us. Number 2, we don't understand the value that we offer. Now, this is a big one. If your parents are hosting a garage sale and you're selling lemonade, you might be nervous about asking for the sale. However, if you understand that people have been driving from sale to sale, that it's hot outside and people are thirsty, suddenly you're going to understand that people need your lemonade. Your product or service should be filling a genuine need. You're never selling something, you're solving a real problem that needs solving. If not, we need to find you a new business. When you understand that you're truly finding value, it will get easier to talk about the sale. You won't come across as pushy because you know that people actually need your product or service. And that, my friends, sells itself. Number 3, you don't believe in what you're selling. This one is kind of similar to number 2, but it's worth doubling down on. You may very well believe that people are hot and thirsty, but maybe you aren't sure that your lemonade is actually any good. Maybe you're not sure that your bee house, your hair bows, etc. are good enough to buy. This one is really difficult to overcome because if you don't have confidence in your product, neither will anyone else. Don't worry though, I have a few tips to help you get over this one. All right, so now we have some big blocks standing in our way. Let's smash through them with 3 monster tips to get you asking for that sale today. Tip number 1, know and believe in your business. Look, there's no substitute for knowledge. If you're mowing lawns, you need to know what people charge in your area. You need to know what a good mow looks like. You need to know how to work the mower, how to collect the grass, etc. If you're selling lemonade, you need to do some research on foot traffic, recipes, etc. You also need to research the problem you're solving. Is there competition? Why has no one tried to solve this problem before? Once you know that your product is the right product, asking for the sale should be a lot easier. Tip number 2, price according to value and test. If you know that the average glass of lemonade at a restaurant is $3, that doesn't mean that you're going to get $3 for your lemonade. Do some research and have your parents help you out. But understand that what you bring to the table and understand what you're lacking. Also, understand that people may just expect to pay you less because you're a kid. If you want to make grown-up money, that's cool. Just know that you're going to have to perform at the grown-up level. If you want to know if your prices are working, try split tests. Split tests just means trying different things. Let's go back to mowing lawns. Say you want to add edging to your menu. You can try asking people before you mow, and then you can try asking different people after you mow. You can try offering a $5 upsell, or you might try offering a $7 upsell. Figure out which one gives you the best return and then go with it. And while we're on the topic of upselling, make sure that you always have a higher priced option. If you sell lemonade in a small or medium cup, have a large cup on standby that they can upgrade to. The cost for you won't be much, but it will be a huge difference in your profits. Once your business is up and running, I am a strong believer that you should be testing one thing at all times. When you have tested something and you know it works, it's going to be a lot easier to ask for future sales. Finally, tip number 3, practice, practice, practice. I want you to make your personal mission to hear at least 100 no's, maybe even 1,000. You see, no is usually about the worst scenario that we can imagine. Once we know how to deal with worst case scenarios, the rest just isn't that bad. Henry Gracie has a great quote. If you train worst case scenarios consistently, they will no longer be worst case scenarios. And that absolutely applies here. Once you're not afraid of hearing no, your fear of asking will magically disappear. So there you have it. 3 tips to help you ask for the sale. 1, know and believe in your business. 2, price according to value and test. And 3, practice, practice, practice. I would love it if you would email me at mark@juniormoneymakers.com and let me know your personal sales tips so that I can share them on a future episode. And also, don't forget to like us on facebook.com/juniormoneymakers. And while you're there, click sign up at the top of the page where you can join my awesome mailing list. That would absolutely make my day. And one last thing, this week has been really amazing. We rocketed up to number 37 on the Apple Podcast directory, which was very humbling and actually kind of scary. This week, I want to go even further. So if you're enjoying this show, I'm going to ask you for a favor. Can you share this show with 3 people this week? You can send them an email, tell them about it in person. Hey, you can even send a carrier pigeon. The bottom line is, I need your help getting the word out. Let's make this a movement. That is my dream. So together, let's change the world.
Don't forget that this episode has been brought to you by my brother's YouTube channel, JT Bricks. If you're looking for family-friendly LEGO reviews, alternative builds, and LEGO news, log on to YouTube and subscribe to JT Bricks today.
The views expressed on this program in no way represent the views of the United States Air Force, the Department of Defense, or the United States government, and are solely those of the host and their guest. Additionally, the ideas in this program should only be tried after ensuring compliance with all laws and regulations, and then only with parents' permission. Finally, while we believe in every idea we present, we cannot guarantee your results, as all individual results will vary. What musical instrument can be found in a bathroom? A tube of toothpaste.